We're back. Today's I don't know, Wednesday, the 20th of August, 2025. I'm still Jason Shapiro, and I'm still trying to figure out what's going on in these markets. So today, we saw in the stock market a bunch of follow through early in the day from yesterday's weakness. We really have seen some of these stocks, some of these former sort of high-flying, overvalued stocks, taking a pretty good beating. Some of them down 20, 30, 40%, things like OKLO and Reddit and CrowdStrike and Circle and even Coin and these type of, leaders kind of getting bashed. And I mean, can we say it's a big surprise? We know the valuations of these things are pretty silly. We know that people, as we saw last week on the chart that went around and was posted in the report on Sunday, there are people who seem to be long these stocks because they have to, but they really don't want to be. They think they're overvalued, but they're long them, meaning if they start to drop, they probably have a high propensity to get out of these things. And that's probably what's going on a little bit here. The market did come back quite a bit today. I thought the cool thing that happened today was, and look, let's face it, people are so focused on this interest rate thing right now. And so we had an FOMC minutes thing today. They were quite arguably much more hawkish than people would have liked to have seen. So with that, the market sold off. I mean, this is when the minutes came out and the market sold off. I thought the good thing was that it actually came back and went higher than pre-minutes, right? And closed right around where it was before the minutes. I thought that was a positive. Would like to have seen, in particular with the Russell, this was the Russell F, and the Russell arguably has the most at stake when it comes to rates. So went down quite a bit after that FOMC minute thing, came back, went above where it was. At one point, looked like it was going to close flat on the day, which would have been great, but sold off in the end and didn't. So a little hope there, but it's really all going to be about, what Powell says on Friday in Jackson Hole. And what's going to be boring to me is if he comes out a little more hawkish and the market goes down, or if he comes out a little more dovish and the market goes up. It doesn't really give us any good information. I'd rather see something else. I'd rather see him come out hawkish and the market end up on that on the day, or let him come out dovish and let the market go down on the day. At least that way we're getting a read on how the market is taking these things. But that remains to be seen. Let's see what he says. Let's see what the reaction is. I am still of the opinion that if we are looking to get long things, we want to be in the Russell, where everybody is short. If we are looking to be short, we want to be in the Nasdaq, where everybody is long. Pretty simple. We had another day today of the Russell outperforming by about 30 basis points or so. It's about 4 or 5 days in a row now. Again, I don't put a lot of weight into the Russell outperforming on a down day. The Nasdaq should be the weakest thing on a down day. It's more interesting when the Russell outperforms on an up day, like it did last week. It outperformed all week last week on what was an up week. That's more interesting to me. But having said that, it is outperforming for a number of days in a row now. So as I feel like it should, based on positioning, based on the general narrative out there, which is just a total hatred for this Russell stuff. If you want to be long, you got to be long, AI and all that. The opposite of that is be long Russell, and that's what's happening. The Russell's outperforming here. The rest of it was not too exciting. The energies were up. There were some bullish numbers. The metals had a better day today, obviously. I don't know why people have been selling the metals recently anyway. Clearly there hasn't been a lot of selling, but there's been some selling. I guess, again, it's going to be the interest rate thing, right? If they're going to be more hawkish, maybe that's bearish metals overall. If they're going to be more dovish, it's probably bullish metals. But again, that's what you would think. That's the narrative. Let's see what they do, and then let's see how the markets react. But silver had a good day today. Platinum was better. Palladium, which has come off a lot, was better. Copper really didn't do much. And the currencies were pretty quiet. They were all over the place. Yen was up, Euro was up, but the other ones, Aussie, British, and Canada, these were all down. So it's kind of all over. Bitcoin had a better day today, even in the face of a weaker stock market. It has been kind of crap. You look how similar those look to the metals. It's the same trade. All this is the same trade. We're not really going to get anything new until we get hints on where these guys are going to do with rates and how the markets react to those hints, right? That's really the key to this, in my view, to what the tape is saying here. I think it's a little dangerous that everything is so narrative-wise dependent on whether they're going to cut rates. But that is what it is, So again, let's see what the narrative brings. Let's see what his speech brings, at least for this week. And let's see how markets react. That's the whole game here now for me. So that's what we're looking for. And that's what I will be talking about a lot. And that's what we'll be updating on that. Okay? But for today, the minutes were, I would argue, a little more hawkish than people would have liked. And the markets, while they were down going into that, rebounded pretty well after it. Like I say, went down first after the minutes release and then rebounded and finished at or a little bit higher than where the minutes came out. So maybe that's somewhat of a positive sign. Let's see. Friday's going to be the big one. So let's see what happens there. Okay? Hope that helps. Hope everyone's doing it right. Please like the video if you like it. Please check us out on crowdedmarketreport.com. And we'll talk again tomorrow. Thanks.
Hi, I just wanted to say if you like these daily videos, we do them 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday for people, and it costs, $10 a month. And I try to include a lot of other lessons as I go through, as you see in the daily videos as well. For that $10 a month, you also get our COT charts on equity indices and crypto. So if you think that's worth it, give it a shot. All right. And we hope to see you there. Thanks.